Hello there. I'm Shrikant Acharya from the homeoffice.in, and I'm super excited to be here live on the fourth episode of Office 2.0, the future of work. So thank you so much. If you're in Bangalore, it's raining splendidly, and it's a wonderful weather. If you're in any other part of the country or any other part of the world, I don't know what your weather is like, and I hope you are at home, you're staying safe, and I hope everybody here is doing good, and there's no casualty in the current pandemic situation that we've had. So today I have a very interesting personality, and I'm going to bring him on in just a couple of minutes. But before that, let me tell you why we are doing these series of interviews. The current situation that we are in was totally unforeseen, and nobody was prepared for it, and nobody knows what to expect of what to expect in the coming future, and how do we prepare ourselves for anything. So I kind of think that what's been happening in the last a few months is kind of in fast forward mode. What generally happens in life, right? We've heard enough number of times that
ಇದೆ ಯಾರಿಗೇನು ಬರ್ತದೆ
could hear me, or because of excessive rains, maybe there's a problem with the stability of the internet. And sorry about that. So as I was saying, I believe the last few months are kind of life in fast forward mode. Right? Generally, you don't know what could be happening tomorrow. Thank God that you have one more day to live and so on. Right? But right now things are happening at such a pace, and the uncertainty is at its peak. I think, right? It's nobody knows what's happening and so on. But I think more or less most people are coping reasonably well with this. India is relatively better than a lot of other countries, and different cities are seeing different situations. So one of the context of this particular interview is the reality of working from home. Right now, that is something very new. Now, most large corporates or most companies are having the best facilities in terms of the best buildings, the best infrastructure, the best furniture, the best lighting, cooling, network, a cafeteria, pickup, drop facilities, recreational facilities, all of that stuff, right? And all the employees working in these large organizations are dependent on such an ecosystem to be able to stay in the most productive state of mind. But what is happening now in the last few months, that they've been forcefully unplugged from that system, and they're forced to work from home. And as much as we love our homes, as much as we may have great homes, but homes were never designed to be great workplaces. They were always designed to chill with your friends, to maybe dine, to have a good family time, and all those kind of things. But we never designed homes to be great workplaces. And now we are forced to work there, and that comes with a new set of challenges, right? And so through these interviews, we are trying to meet with people who are in a position, who are able to observe what is happening, who are able to get into what is the feedback, and how different companies, how different employees are coping with the current situation, and trying to you can say gauge or guess what is likely to happen, and what is Office 2.0, or what is the future of work really going to look like. So on my today's interview is going to be with Vishwa Bhaskar, who is the Group Vice President of C Worldwide, which is a company that organizes conferences for different kinds of groups. And I've known him for the last, I think, 7, 8, or maybe a little more than that. And he's been instrumental in executing 119 procurement, project management, corporate real estate, and facility management conferences in India. If you are a project management, corporate real estate guy, or a facility manager, there's no way you don't know Vishwa. So allow me to bring Vishwa into the uh, into the interview. Vishwa, thank you so much for joining. And
Thanks, Shrikant,
I know
and
you're
good afternoon.
joining. So Vishwa is joining us from Mumbai. So first, things in the surrounding.
So we are also having the same day as to what you're having in Bangalore. So it's raining since morning. So it's like heavily raining in Bombay since morning. So we are also having a good, pleasant weather in
Right.
Mumbai. So same as to what you're having in Bangalore.
Right.
And Shrikant, firstly, thanks for the
That's
good
good.
introduction and getting me into the show. Okay, it's really a topic that everyone would like to hear and know more on the subject. Okay, on what is the future of office and office work. And thank you, and I really thank you and
Yeah.
your team for taking this initiative. Yeah. So Shrikant,
Thank you,
so where
Vishwa.
shall
So
we
let's
start?
start with the first question I have. Let's start with the first question I have. The most obvious question is, what, according to you, is the future of work?
See, future of work will always remain the same as to what it was earlier. I would start with this.
Okay.
Okay, so work today. See, we are facing a pandemic today. Okay,
Yeah.
so given to understand this current situation, okay, we humans have a capability of working on an alternative. So we have found an alternative to the current work what we are doing from home
Mm.
is
Yeah.
is a is a option, is not a solution. Okay, we are all working on an option today, wherein yes, we can work from home,
Mm.
but working from home can never be a permanent solution. Especially for we Indians,
Mm.
we have been brought up in a way work happens only in office. Okay, we Indians have this in our blood. Okay, we if we have to educate ourselves, we have to go to the school. We don't believe
Right.
in distant learning. We don't believe in distant learning.
Right.
So okay, distant learning can be an option, but is not a solution. Similarly, working from home is an option for the current scenario. Okay, so it cannot be
Right.
a permanent solution for I would say for each and every company, because as you rightly said, we live in an
Right.
ecosystem.
Yeah.
Okay, wherein the ecosystem starts
Yeah.
right from the morning transportation, okay, to the facilities. Okay, so all that thing that you have mentioned.
Yes.
So all these needs to be maintained and
Yes.
balanced.
Absolutely.
So yes, of
Mm.
course. So I would rather say the work once we are out of this pandemic. In fact, I'm sure you would have seen the news today morning. Okay, so India has most probably, in fact, we have found a vaccination. Okay, the trials. In fact, this
Okay.
was the breaking news today morning. This was the breaking news today morning that trials are already. In fact, they will start to
Okay.
commence from this week, and most probably by 15th of August is what they are claiming to link it with a COVID-free country. So yes, so most probably I feel
Awesome.
probably by September we are all back to normal. Hoping that by September we should be back to normal, and yes, things will be back to normal in the original way that we had left somewhere in March. Yes,
Right.
Shrikant.
Right. I mean, that's a very, very contrarian viewpoint to anybody else I've heard, and that's the reason I wanted you on this interview today. I love your
Shrikant,
optimism, and
before you say something
uh,
else,
yes,
yeah,
Vishal.
Shrikant. So I
Go
was
ahead.
saying, just to give a few examples. Okay, see, there are three, four
Yeah.
companies in India, three or four. I can count max of five companies who can actually go for a work from home kind of a option, but definitely not beyond
Hmm.
these companies. Anyone can think from work from home. The companies that I'm talking
Okay.
about are the Infosys, TCS,
Hmm.
Wipro, Cognizant. Okay,
Hmm.
these and that too, a
Hmm.
set of percentage of these people can work from home. It is not the entire staff that can work
Right.
from home. See, when you come to other companies like say
Right.
typically an engineering company or a research and development company, or you say a pharma company, these people cannot work from home, even for the matter telecom. Okay, so work from home cannot be a policy for each and every company. It can be
Agree with
for
you. Hmm.
few sector of companies.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Agree with you. Point taken. That's an excellent point you made. All right. Let's get to this. Okay. Now you are in contact with the who's who in the facility management and the corporate real estate segment, right? And
yeah.
in my view, the this situation has been the most challenging to the facility management people in these organizations, right? Because they have been thrown into a situation which nobody expected, and nobody, I don't think any of us would have imagined that you have to create an environment where the entire workforce is working from home. That means a lot of reorganization in the infrastructure, in everything, right? And they probably had a lot of people who were stuck in different places, on maybe out of India, or maybe in different locations which they had gone on to work. And just like that, when a lockdown is announced, it's their job to safely bring them back to their base or to their homes, or things like that. So tell us, have you come across any interesting anecdotes or interesting situations which companies have been through, and how they have
I have
handled these situations?
in fact, every day, I would say, rather than any particular example on a date, I have heard about this right from the 28th of March, immediately 2 3 days
Okay.
after the lockdown, almost I would say for 45 days, almost till mid of May. Mid of May, I was hearing every day an example.
Hmm.
Okay, every day, because till 15th of May things
Okay.
were bad. Till 15th of May, I would say, between
Hmm.
28th March till 15th of May, 45 days were really a tough time because
Hmm.
the lockdown was very severe.
Right.
Post 15th May, there were some
Yeah.
relaxations and things were made bit easy than what it was earlier. For these 45 days, in
Hmm.
fact, every day I used to hear examples from people that my so and so person is stuck
Hmm.
in some remote village. He wants to come back.
Hmm.
There is some death in the family
Right.
of say one of the employee where he
Right.
has to immediately be sent.
Right.
It was basically a
Hmm.
interstate or intrastate or something on those lines. Okay,
Right.
hats off to the facility heads. Hats off. Okay,
Right.
everything together. For example, if there was a facility manager in Bangalore, he had to
Hmm.
send his employees to Hyderabad.
Hmm.
Okay, these facility heads have got in touch with each of them and made things simple for themselves.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so I would rather say the facility heads have worked very closely during this very tough times. Okay, by helping each other, by
Right.
putting their own set of influence to get to resolve things. And of course, the major challenge for them was even
Okay.
when they announced the work from home aspect, their challenge was to ensure
Hmm.
that the entire systems had to be lifted from their offices, and we personally we delivered at each and
Yeah.
every employee's home. That was done very effectively by
Right.
all the relocation companies that were involved. Okay, there were a lot of relocation companies
Right.
who were
Okay.
involved in this. So I myself have recommended so many relocation
Okay.
companies to be to the facility heads. So they have handled it
Okay.
very well, I would say, from every facility head's
Right.
perspective. Challenges are always
Right.
will be there for them. Always, every day there's a new challenge for them.
Right.
But of course,
Yes.
few cases in terms of shifting things, of shifting people, movement of people.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so hospitalization. Okay, then there were some few cases in each company which were found. They were handled very
Hmm.
effectively. So hospitalization. So all these were done. In fact,
Right.
in fact, I was actually, in fact, seeing this in my live in my phones.
Hmm.
So all these 45 days. Now that things have been relaxed. Okay, since 15th May, things are much better, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, Shrikant.
Absolutely. So, to the audience who's here, I want to tell you, I'm sure a lot of you have questions that you want to ask of Vishwa. So, hold on to your questions. In a few more minutes, I'm going to ask you to share your questions, and we'll get Vishwa to answer these questions, because he's in touch with every facility manager in every major company anywhere across India, right? So he arranges 119 facility manager conferences. All these 119 are facility management and in the corporate real estate space, and across every city that you can think of, from Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, every possible city that you can think of where corporates are there, he's done conferences. So I would say he's the subject matter expert of subject matter experts, right? So you have some question, Vishwa is the person who can answer that. So hold on to that question. And before I ask the next question to Vishwa, what I'd like all of you to do is, Vishwa is vociferously clear, right? He says there is no chance that we are all going to continue to work from home. It's just a matter of time, and everybody is going to be back in offices. So I want um, the audience here, please type in your messages and let me know, what do you think? Do you think the future is going to be work from home, or we are just going to get back to offices as soon as we can, or there's going to be a balance, we are going to be working 50% from home and 50% from offices or something like that? So whether you're live on Facebook or on YouTube, please type in your comments, and I'm going to come back to that poll in a few more minutes. All right, Vishwa. So the next question I have for you is, now you told how efficiently organizations were able to move their infrastructure to their homes, right? Now there is a lot of concerns with respect to connectivity, with respect to network issues, with respect to the security aspect of it, with respect to, there are so many challenges that these guys must have faced, right? So in your experience, you've been seeing conversations that have been happening. What do you think are the top three challenges that facility managers have faced during the before things became easy? You said mid May, some in the month of April and early May. What do you think are the top three challenges faced by the facility managers of different companies?
See, in fact, the first challenge was, in fact, if you ask me personally, I'm not a facility manager, but what I have observed is, okay, this pandemic, which was actually when it struck India somewhere in mid of March, okay, no one anticipated that this would be of this stature.
Right.
See, the stature was not known. The stature of this pandemic was not known. Okay, it was as if it would be a impact for, say, a month or so. Okay, everyone anticipated it should be for max till end of April. Okay, so nothing was prepared.
Yeah.
On a continuity mode. Okay, people were not ready that this will go on till. In fact, were not. I think it will go on till somewhere till August or even September. Okay, so the first challenge was to accept this.
You're right.
The first challenge for any forget about, see, even facility, even for us as an entrepreneur or as an employee or working in wherever domain we are working in, the first and the foremost challenge was to accept this kind of a pandemic of this nature. Okay, and it will have an impact of this as to what it has had.
Right.
Okay, so everything has. So I would rather say we all have learned over this period. So we all have learned over this period as to what are the kind of challenges which will. Now coming to the facility manager's perspective, okay, their first and foremost concern was, see, their concern is always has been employees. For any facility manager, okay, the wellness of an employee is his utmost concern. Okay, right from a transportation to bringing him to the facility. Okay, and then having all this kind of activities that has been planned by FM for an employee, and then again going back to his home. Okay, now when the transportation, the first part itself is being put on hold. So there is no transport.
Yeah.
So initially, first 45 days, there was no transport. So the first thing was for the FM was to first safeguard the facility in terms of the fumigation, the sanitization. Okay, whenever even they were not clear as to when they will have to open the facility. The ambiguity was so high that whether it will start in May or whether which date, okay, and how a facility is prepared to have these operations being done. So that was a major concern for every FM. I think there is some disturbance in the line, Shrikant.
Right.
So if you see as a FM, the challenge was preparedness in terms of sanitization, defumigation.
Now we can hear you.
Okay, defumigation and of course, and when they decided to start the operations, what would be the percentage of employees that will come in, and how do we in fact tackle those coming into a facility? Okay, whether they need to be checked for temperatures through say the IR guns, okay, and then taking them to facility. What are the kind of changes that they need to do so that there is minimal or zero touch, I would say, in terms of any kind of spread. Okay, so there are many aspects which FM had to take care, and now in fact now we are in a stage where every FM or every company is prepared for their facilities to open with the minimum or the least spread of this pandemic. So we all are prepared. But of course, till the time the transport hasn't it's very difficult to say what was written for us in future, because people are not traveling.
Right.
So the transport is still a pause.
Okay. All right. So let me put this question straight to you.
Yeah, Shrikant.
All right, Vishwa. So let me put this question straight to you, right? So we are seeing a lot of news that says Google has given $1,000 to their employees to set up work from home. There are a lot of other organizations which have given out budgets, and there are a lot of announcements made by TCS to Accenture to Wipro and a lot of other companies who have said that in the coming years there is going to be only a very small percentage of people who are actually going to be coming to office. I hear you that people in the manufacturing and other sectors cannot afford to work from home. They absolutely have to come to office. But a significant percentage of the IT guys. So the point is this, right? If you're anyway going to be getting your laptop and sitting at office and work, why don't you sit at home and work? And that seems to be the mindset, or that seems to be the news, at least when you look at corporate news that all over the place. We hear that corporates are giving up their real estate space. They're downsizing their office spaces. Is that correct? And if that is, then, or if it's not, you can let us know. And if it is, then what's going to happen? What is the prediction? How are the real estate managers dealing with their with the property owners?
See, today under this pandemic, where every penny saved is equivalent to a huge amount saving. Okay, so real estate is the first to get affected. First to get affected is the real estate. The corporate real estate is definitely going to take a hit. Okay, because no one would like to keep such a huge kind of a opex working. So because the kind of lease rentals that every company pays enormously high. Okay, so the first to take the hit, if you see the cost expenses, will definitely be the real estate. Okay, so downsizing is one. Okay, then there will be a lot of layoffs which will be there. Work from home, yes, anyway, which is on. Okay, so these kinds of things are going to definitely take an impact on the real estate. Okay, but again to the good side. Okay, if there is a kind of a downfall, but there has to be a subsequent and a parallel growth of a segment which will absorb this real estate. So when we say the IT is taking the toll, today in terms of the real estate, there will be a new segment which will emerge.
Okay.
Which will absorb this real estate. Okay, so there are a lot of other manufacturing firms which are going to get set up in this country. Okay, in this coming post 2021, we will see a lot of new companies coming in India and setting up their offices. Okay, so when one segment is low, the other segment will definitely try to. Shikha, are you there? Yeah, Shrikant, are you there? Yeah, Shrikant. So we lost you in between.
Okay, I think it's really unfortunate. The network is not allowing us to continue in a very comfortable manner. Okay, I heard till a point. I heard you say that this is going to create. You said a parallel opportunity or something like that. You said the downsizing.
See, there are couple of emerging sectors, okay, or industries, I would
Yep.
say, okay, which
Okay.
are probably in a lot of discussions with setting up their new offices in India. Okay, and
Okay.
of course there will be a huge, see, as today IT has taken the toll. I was saying this. So today, if you see the Accentures, the IBMs, the Cognizants, the TCS, the Wipros, these people are the major occupiers of real estate today. Okay, so now if they are going to probably cut down on the real estate cost, these will be nullified, or this will be accepted or
Right.
taken by the new sector of industries which are coming in. Okay, one thing
Okay.
which I would like to say today to all the audience who are hearing is, today we need to be positive in our thinking.
Yeah.
That is what is most required by everyone. Okay, if there is a setback, there is also going to be a bounce back also. We are all facing a
Right.
setback today,
Yeah.
but yes, there will be definitely, we are Indians, and we know how to bounce back also. So what is most appreciated
Yeah.
amongst everyone today is to be positive. Okay, we all are facing the heat. Now, it's
Yeah.
not that any one segment is doing good or everyone is doing bad today. Okay, so we need to be positive in terms of our approach. If there is something happening, because we always learn this in our life, everything happens for good. Everything happens for good. Okay, so if we have seen the downfall, we will also see a phenomenal rise in our entire industries. That's what I
Yeah.
would like to say. Yeah, Shrikant.
Right. Okay, perfect. So, so that's a great point you made, right? So, it's unfortunate. A lot of people are losing jobs, and there is a lot of negative news, and people are. I've heard so many people going into depression, and some people are not able to handle the current situation. And especially for people who have lost their jobs, it might feel like this is really the end of the world, or they might not obviously not be in the best state of mind, right? What is your advice to them, Vishwa?
See, in fact, nothing is permanent. I would rather say we all have to stick on to our own best to the best
Yeah.
attitude of our own self. Okay, stick on to it. We have already seen 5 months now. We just are another one and a
Yeah.
half months away. Just 1.5 months away, and we are not only back to action, but more than more. In fact, I would say we will be more in greater action than what we were. Okay, so we have already faced 5 months of heat, and nothing is permanent. Nothing remains permanent in this life, and everything happens for good. The
Right.
first model which is being taught to us in the school is whatever happens into our
Okay.
life is for our own good. So put it that way. Okay, it's something happening for
Mm.
good. Don't lose hopes. Okay, because it is only with hope that everyone has grown till date. And of course, things will turn out to be positive
Mm.
for every one of us. Every one of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Well said. So, the next question I want to ask you is you mentioned about the new economy, the new age. You said about the way we'll bounce back. So, in the coming few months, maybe end of 2020 or early 2021, what do you think are the top three opportunities that you see coming up, either from a business point of view or from an employee point of view? What do you think are the biggest opportunities that
See,
you
in fact,
see that will be coming soon?
the upcoming sectors, okay, today in India, okay, what I would say is are three major industries. One is the pharma industry. When I say pharma, I
Okay.
say even the hospitals
Mm.
and the healthcare. Okay, when I say pharma, it's
Okay.
pharma, health, and the hospitals. These three segments have got phenomenal growth in India.
Mm.
Phenomenal growth in India, because this is what India has always
Mm-hmm.
lagged in, and this is what the government today seriously have analyzed. Okay, in this pandemic, what we lack today, if
Right.
you see,
Right.
we were in everything, we were top except for this segment of healthcare and pharma. Okay, so there is going to be a
Right.
phenomenal growth in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities for these sectors. So there lies a huge opportunity in these three segments. Apart from this, of course, we
Right.
have a good growth industry in the food and agri industry, food and agriculture. Okay, food and agriculture also seems to be very fast growing now,
Mm.
starting the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, other industries which are there. Okay, like say what has been always been a
Right.
main contributor to the GDP, that is the IT, the banks. Okay, the telecoms. Okay, these sectors will be there. Okay, of course they will be in a slightly lower level for this particular end of this year. Okay, and again you'll see all these companies coming up. Okay, coming
Okay.
back to action in the same way. Okay, So India, of course, now that like we say hear about the layoffs and the retentions and people being asked to leave the jobs, next 1 year's time we will see exactly the reverse. Again, we are feeling short of people. Okay,
Mm.
so that this phase will end and a new phase will start. Okay, wherein again we will be falling
Right.
short of people again in terms of employees and all, where we'll be needing the same numbers of people again. Okay, so it's only
Right.
it's like only a current small scene in our life is what I would say. I would rather say it this way:
Right.
another 3 years down the line, we may not even know this coronavirus pandemic. We may forget this also.
Okay.
Okay,
All
by say
right.
2023, we may
We
we may not
sincerely
even
hope
remember
so.
such a scene and happen in our life. So
Right.
things will move that fast, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Love your optimism, Vishwa. So I think we have a couple of questions here. I see some Naila is asking, how does one set a schedule while working from home? I think this is a common problem, right? People used to have a clear schedule. If you're working, going to office, and you get to office at 9:30, 10, and 6:30, you're logged off. But in the current situation, I think from morning 8 to night 8 or almost 12 hours, people are logged in, and it's taken for granted that you're what else will you be doing, where else can you be going, so might as well work. So do you have any advice for somebody like
No,
that?
I didn't get what she said. What she said? No, I didn't hear the question, Shrikant.
How does one set a schedule? Yeah, how does one set a schedule while working from home?
Working from home. Okay. See, schedule. See, today every
A
company
schedule,
has
how
got
does
a
one
login
set a
time.
schedule while working?
See, every company has got a
Hmm.
login time and a logout time. Okay. So this all depends on your login and logout
Right.
times. Okay. So depending from company to company, every person or in every employee, okay, has a specified login time and a logout time. So basis on that is what you need to prepare a schedule.
Right. Hmm.
If your if your if
But
your if
doesn't
your
look like
login
anybody's
time
able
is
to stick
early,
to that schedule.
if your login time is early, then probably you may log out also early. But one thing I would say, okay, this
Yeah.
time that you have, okay, everyone, why only any one person? Everyone has this time today. Everyone has to, in fact, think
Yeah.
seriously about the health aspect. See, I would rather say God has given
Hmm.
enough time for us during this outbreak to think about ourselves in terms of health. If we are
Yeah.
not, if we are not, if we
Right.
are not taking care of our health, let me tell you, we will going to have a severe pandemic further. We may, in fact, we may
Yeah.
overcome this pandemic. Okay, but going further, there will be a lot of more pandemics which will come if we don't take care of our health going further, because this is just a preliminary examination for us. So working from home is
I
good.
agree
Okay,
with
you
you.
are you are working from home, or you are working from home, you are dedicating time, okay, sitting at home, but you should also dedicate time for your own self in terms of your health. This is the most utmost thing that everyone today is in fact missing, and we need to think about it and we need to work on this.
Yeah.
One good thing is we all are
Right.
eating at home. We all are
Absolutely, I
eating at
agree
home.
with you on this one.
Yeah, so we all
Yeah,
are eating at home. So the other
that's correct.
so-called health issues have been taken care of, it's been put aside. But of course, taking care of your health in terms of your regular routines, your work routines, and also of course you need to spend time for your own health. Yeah,
Hmm.
Shrikant, you
All right.
need to ask this question. You
I think
need to
that's a
ask this
great point you
question.
made, and thank you.
Shrikant, you need to ask this question: how many of the employees like to work from home, or how many of the employees like to work from office? Have you ever asked this?
Yeah, we've asked this, and we've usually found I ask this every single time, and usually I get a response that is 70% love working from home and 30% like a balance. And there's a very small percentage who says, I just want to get back to office and work. That's how the audience poll I've got in the past. Today, I asked a somewhat similar
70% are saying they
question,
work from home. They
and
enjoy the work
I
from
think
home. That's a good number.
yeah, that's a good number. That's a
But
good
I think
number. That is
I
true.
think this
See,
numbers
the
this
reality
numbers
is
what you're
one.
saying. Yeah, the 70% numbers that you're saying. Okay, maybe all what bachelors?
Yeah,
Are they bachelors who are probably saying this?
I don't know. There's no way for me. I have
Yeah,
no idea.
but I
No
would
way to find
rather
out
say
from the comment section. but we can.
Okay. Anyway, 70% is a good decent numbers. Staying from work from home.
I
Yeah,
think
Shrikant.
the one of working from home is that you beat out the dead. That's true. All right, so let's wind up with one final question. And before I ask that last question, here's a small gift for everybody who's been participating and who's been here. Uh, because Vishwa is today's guest, we have a gift for you. What are your three wellness hacks or the fitness tips that you would give to our viewers today?
Shrikant, I couldn't hear you. Your voice was very blurred. I couldn't hear you.
I said the three fitness tips that you can give to the audience today.
Fitness tips. I'm not a fitness expert, so of course
Yes.
you should have a you should have a regular walk, a jog, swim. If, of course, swimming is being banned now, but still,
Okay.
walking, jogging.
Yeah.
Okay, bit of a yoga. I'm not a fitness
Right.
expert, so okay. So I you need to probably
Yeah.
do some jog. Jog is most essential. I know that. So jogging and yoga, these are the two things
Yeah.
that one has to probably be very close to. Is what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm with you. Any kind of a cardio, either walking or jogging or any kind of exercise, followed with the combination of yoga, which regulates your breathing, is a great
Breathing.
combination. Besides,
True.
yeah, the pranayama and everything, and besides, maintaining the right diet, right, good amount of water, and homemade food, lots of fruits and vegetables, and everything that your grandma said and you never listened to.
Yes,
So
absolutely,
thank you so much,
absolutely.
Vishwa. It was great fun speaking to you, and
I
I
hope you
think
all had a good
everything that
time.
you had, yeah, we certainly. I think we'll see it in the comments and the shares. Please come back and watch the posts on Facebook and YouTube, and I think
Sure.
we'll come to. I had a good time. It was really insightful because everybody I'm speaking to is telling me, look, I think work from home is going to be the new norm, and that's the reason I wanted you, because you were very outright and you're clear. No, boss, I've already. I mean, you've already gone ahead and I think booked the location and you have your conference lined up. Is that correct, Visha?
Absolutely. I'm planning to start off. I'm planning to start off by end of I think August or by mid of September. So and Bangaloreans are the first to support, as always. So
Yeah,
Bangalore
as
is always
always.
the first to support. Yeah. So look forward to seeing you in Bangalore, Shrikant,
Good.
very soon.
Very soon. I look forward to seeing you too. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining. It
Thanks.
was great fun. It was good pleasure. And I'll see you soon in Bangalore. And thank you very much, all the audience, for joining. And really sorry about the breaky, the flaky internet. And next week onwards, we hope we'll be doing much better. See you. Bye bye. Bye, Vishwa.
Bye, Shrikant, and bye, team. Cheers.